Oops, I accidentally revealed a surprise. Let me come in. Hello? Hey, anyone there? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a lot of follows at once. Hold on. I need to reset my toggles for a second. Okay, here we go. It's because I have so many toggles. It's like, I can't press even my numbers anymore because I will activate toggles. Anyway. Hello. Hi. It's been a million years. I'm finally back and better than ever. So I hope you guys liked the videos so far, even though I accidentally spoiled something. But you will see the full surprise later. Or at least I think. Maybe it was just a fluke. You know, like Game Boys are kind of old, so there are a few glitches. Anyway, the BGM track, right? There we go. Let me just check if the desktop audio is off because I have so many audio settings over here. But yeah, how has everyone been doing? Happy New Year also. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year and a good holidays, good Christmas, just a good time. And I hope that winter isn't wrecking you as hard. We don't have snow anymore, so I'm like sad. But you know, this outfit isn't necessarily the best to walk out in the winter, so maybe it's beneficial for me and for us, so I don't have to come with a big blankie, right? Okay, so since this is kind of like a re-debut of sorts, and it's been like 2-ish, 3-ish years since I started to stream, I also prepared a little PowerPoint presentation, you know, just to give like a refresher for old folk who have been here since 2 years, and also for the people who have like come over the years to meet me. Let's just say it's kind of like a rerun, a redo of my very old debut, and we're hoping that this time that the VOD doesn't, you know, get lost by the Tekren, you know, the classic villain. But okay, let me switch over to the PowerPoint, and I hope no more flukes happen, you know, wink wink wonk wonk, we're gonna have a good time. Don't mind me, I just need to blend in everything. Browser capture, and the music. I had to remove the music from this OBS scene because, you know, it was actually interfering with the video playback, so that's what happened. Anyway. The Twitch Jiren will not win this time. Correct, indeed. So let me just get started with the presentation over here. And I hope the PC doesn't crash because sometimes, you know, I'm using LibreOffice Impress and that's really not the best thing to use for this kind of thing. But Google didn't have the fonts I wanted, so I had to bite the bullet. Okay, let me just shrink myself over here and put myself here, so that people can read what's on here. Alright, so hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. Like I had said, Happy New Year. Allow me to introduce myself again for old time's sake and new time's sake. Thank you also for the new people who have followed as well. And to also the long time people like Mamaru and Ed for coming by to watch the REDEBUT, and also thank you to the ones also lurking. You're also very appreciated. It makes me happy that you are here witnessing this event. So without further ado, okay, hello, my name is YUPII Honey is the full name. It's kind of like a play on my actual nickname, like Honey. So I suppose it's not super creative, but you know, I like having this name, Honey, like the sweet honey, delish. Yeah, I'm 28. We'll be 29 soon. I'm almost in the 30s club, so I'm old. I am technically a boomer, if you will. I'm not quite a boomer, but you know, if you go up to a youngin nowadays and you say I'm 28, they're gonna be like, oh shit, you're old, old woman. You're not too old to be a magical girl, as they say. As according to Magical Girl series, you can only be one when you're in school. We were robbed in Otonaprike, by the way. Anyway, yeah, my birthday is one day before Valentine's Day, which is awesome because it means everyone spends their money the day for Valentine's Day, and then they're like, oh shit, I don't have money for your birthday present. So here's like a 5-cent gift. Now, I'm not drilling on anyone who does that, by the way. This is just an exaggerated joke. Of course, people actually give me gifts on my birthday, but it's pretty funny when it happens, like a friend coming up, hey honey, you see, I spent a lot of money on my date for Valentine's Day, so I could only have a budget of €5 for you. Or in worst case scenarios, in Germany, the 13th of February is a day of disaster. If it lands on a Friday, so a lot of Germans are like, man, hi Yuppie, I'm so sorry, your birthday is on like the worst day ever, and it's annoying, you know, it's so annoying. It's like, what's wrong with you? Like, thanks. It's not like not Freddy Krueger. Wow, Jesus, I'm getting horror icons switched up. What's his name? The guy with the hockey mask, you know the one? Yeah, it's not like he's gonna pop up and just hack my cake. Although, if he would hack my cake, that would be nice. As long as he doesn't hack my hands. Anyway, yeah, my role is, as you could tell from the lore, I am an aspiring magical girl. I've always dreamed of being a magical girl, but I never managed to become one yet. But my time seems to be coming, and hopefully it will come soon. Don't call yourself old, you are younger than me. Yeah, I do think I'm relatively young. It's just that, you know, a lot of people, especially younger folk, they're always like, oh man, you're 30? You are old. It mostly comes from that. Anyway, yeah, I'm an aspiring magical girl, and I'm also a freelance artist at the moment. That's my actual job. I wish my job was being an actual magical girl, that I could pay my taxes with that. But maybe someday I can. Who knows? Maybe if I gather enough honeybees, I never have to pay taxes again. I can just fight evil by moonlight, and I'm done. I'm done with paying bills. I will pay my bills in the form of being contribution to society by destroying crime. And I'm wait. Who wrote this in? Who wrote which host in? What the hell does that even mean? Yeah, whatever. Let's just continue on. Hi. Yeah, I'm semi-tall, semi-short. I'm taller than a lot of people, but also shorter than a lot of people. So I'm basically a 50-50 in terms of height. You know, what's the mix-up gonna be? I will definitely be hit by the snapback meta in Dragon Ball FighterZ. And then, yeah, my favorite color is salmon and pink. I like any pink to be specific, but I like the less magenta-y tones of pink. I like magenta, don't get me wrong, but I like the pastelish pink, the salmon pink, the like the salmon that you bite in. Delicious. Or like the rose pink. Baby pink as well. Sorry, I have to take a sip. And languages that I speak Portuguese, German as a native language, even though I kind of suck at both after speaking English for so long. Although I've gotten like solid-ish with German again. I say solid-ish because I still make a lot of mistakes and sometimes still have difficulty expressing what I want to say. But yeah, those two are my native languages. For the full lore backstory, that will be too long to explain, so I'll give you the short version. I was born in Portugal. My mom is Brazilian of native descent. My father is German. I grew up in Portugal and then moved to Germany. And fun fact, this is why I can speak Portuguese from Portugal and Portuguese from Brazil. What's the difference? I'll tell you someday. Not now. Maybe later in the just chatting portion. So yeah, I also speak a lot of English. Grew up with a lot of English shows in Portugal because the majority of things don't get dubbed over there. So I've seen a lot of sub stuff since I was younger. So, and I also write and read in English all the time. So it's kind of like the language I'm most comfortable speaking in, even though I still make a lot of pronunciation mistakes because I spent most of my life reading English, but not hearing English, if it makes sense. After I moved over to anime and a little bit of Japanese, and I don't mean like in the sense of, oh, I know some words in Japanese because of anime. I actually studied Japanese. I finished beginner class. Unfortunately, a lot of what I learned has fleeted and gone, but I can still write in hiragana and read in hiragana as well as in katakana, and some kanji I can read solitarily, but my vocabulary still very limited. But I can do like the basic touristy stuff in Japan if I ever go there someday. So like I can ask where the toilet is, where the Bahnhof is. I can ask for something to eat, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. Hi, Tsuzuku. Fuck, I messed up. So I did like a quick reference sheet for my outfit. As you can see, it's kind of asymmetrical and I like it a lot. I came up with the design on a whim when I wanted to draw an outfit that's more like fitting for... Wait. I just realized something. Oh my god. Thank you, Taco, for all the gifted subs. That's so cool. Thank you. I just saw now because the notification didn't ring. Oh man, it's because I don't have the alerts on in this screen, so I didn't hear. I'm sorry, but wow, thank you. Very much appreciated. But yeah, I came up with this outfit when I wanted to like design an outfit for me that would fit into Lost Judgment, kinda, but still be me. So technically, Yakuza YUPII real? Question mark? Kinda? RGG Studio, where's my NPC model? Where's my subquest? Anyway, most precious attention paid to the fact that I am I'm a plus size woman, and I have thunder thighs but with jiggle physics. So if I kick, you can imagine that dead or alive jiggle physics tier, but also thick enough to crush a watermelon. But I don't have the strength for it. So kind of imagine it like that. It's watermelon crushing thighs without the muscles. Because I can't actually crush a watermelon. But I could crush bones if I sat on someone's rib cage. So careful, maybe that's my weapon. I could do the same technique that Tsubomi or aka Cure Blossom does on Precure, the butt attack. My butt attack would be so destructive, it would cause collateral damage. So you're welcome. Next up. So yeah, right, we should do some credits real quick. So I did the model art. I also did the live 2D model. I also did the overlays, the screens, and the alerts, and the logo. I did everything, basically, except the music. The music I actually buy from PlayonLoop.com like all the time, because it's one of the only places I know, like one of the only artists I know who makes 16-bit FN music that actually sounds authentic. Like, PlayonLoop, deeply recommended. Their licenses are pretty fair, and their prices for their music are also very fair. So definitely big shout outs to PlayonLoop, especially for the past 2 years since I bought music from them. Honestly, I should contact them directly sometime. Maybe I can commission them to make music for me directly, because I really like how their FN music sounds authentic, and I love 16-bit music. And normally when you try to look for chiptunes, normally you just find 8-bit, and I'm like, no, I want the Mega Drive sounding shit, give me! And his name is Filippo Vicarelli, actually, the name of the musician behind PlayonLoop. He saved my life, okay? And fun fact, he did the soundtrack for Vampire Survivor, so there's that. And yeah, more credits for the lore video. I used the free music from Evan King, also known as Context Sensitive. I used for the beginning of the video a song made by them. I asked for permission and they said that I could use it. And honestly, you should check them out sometime. They make really banger music. And they also provide a lot of music like for free. Like, all you have to do is give the email, but honestly, I encourage to chuck a few dollars their way on Ko-fi or buy their albums on Bandcamp. Honestly, it's like on Name Your Price, so really give them support and love, because they definitely deserve it. And of course, I also use music from Filippo Vicarelli, because he also makes 8-bit music that sounds very authentic and very good. Mwah! Both very great musicians. Please give them love. Yeah, and sound effects credits. I got some sound effects actually from my buddy Freaky Ed over here. Also, you can just call him Ed as well. And as well, I got sound effects from freesound.org, specifically from the artist Tim Gormley, Fupicat, Eve Retro, especially for the things like 8-bit sound effects for getting hit, falling, and especially the text scrolling. And some sound effects I made on chiptone, but since I kind of just randomized the sound effect and then just tinkered with a few settings, I didn't feel comfortable saying that I made the sound effects, so I just want to give the credit to chiptone itself, because, you know, randomized. But yeah, those are the credits. Give all these people some love, especially give it to my buddy Ed, because he literally out of nowhere pinched me a sound effect without me knowing, and I was like, yo, that's based. Also, his art is Chevsky, so please check him out, alright? Alright, for my likes and dislikes, what you need to know. I like cats. I like cats like a lot. I have a cat actually. Her name is Cammy, but we all call her Stinky. So whenever you hear me talking to a cat and you hear me saying Stinky, that's not directed at the chat. Don't worry, I'm not calling the chat Stinky. I'm calling my cat Stinky. Okay? Although the chat, I don't know how you smell like. Maybe someday I can smell. Never. Anyway, that was kind of cringe. Yeah, I also like Magical Girls a lot. I'm a big fan of Sailor Moon and Precure in particular, but I also like other Magical Girl series. I've grown up with a lot of early 2000s Magical Girl series like Mermaid Melody, Kamikaze Kaito-jan, Ojama Jo Doremi, No, Wedding Peach is from the 90s, but I saw it in the 2000s, so same-ish. And Magical Girl really called Tanoha. I also watched Madoka, of course. Sorry. And I watched a shit ton of Precure. Like, a lot. A lot. Oh yeah, Card Capture Sakura as well. Although I have to rewatch it. Then I also love lasagna. Lasagna is so delicious. The lasagna makes me cry, especially when it's from my mama. Mama lasagna is the best. Oh my god. Yeah, my boyfriend also makes great lasagna, but my mama's lasagna is the best ever made. The best one. And I miss it. I miss it so much. Mama, I want lasagna. Anyway, Brazilian, speaking of mama and lasagna, I also like Brazilian cuisine a lot. Like, you know, feijão tropeiro, which is like a one-pot recipe with beans and farofa and meat and rice. Wait, no. No, feijão tropeiro doesn't get rice, but you can mix it in. You can put the feijão tropeiro on top the rice, and that's an amazing mixture. You all should test it. And yeah, I like stars a lot. I like the night sky, I like the galaxy aesthetics. All of that is like exactly my thing. I love stars a lot. Although I should study like a bit of astrology a little bit. Because when it comes to the signs and the star signs and all, I'm kind of lost. And the sciencey stuff. Then I like cheesy romance a lot. Anyone who follows me for more than like 5 seconds knows that I like love romance. That I draw that almost 24/7, or at least talk about it 24, not-ish 7. Almost 24/7, but not quite. And if it doesn't come at the form of cheesy ships or romance, it comes at the form of chimping for a certain man or some women. I also like baked food a lot because it's less, you know, takes less effort. It takes somewhat less effort than actively like frying stuff or, you know, doing stuff in the kitchen. And because it actually tastes pretty based. Like if you put the chicken in the oven, or eggplants, or carrots, and especially potato, it's gonna taste based. Croquettes especially, holy shit, croquettes in the oven are the best. Then I love swimming. I love swimming a lot. It's the only sport that I actually like doing, aside of biking, but swimming the most because it's refreshing, it's fun, it doesn't feel like I'm going to die. It doesn't feel like I'm going to perish from sweat, and it's not hot. I hate feeling hot and sweating, and in swimming you just delete that. You delete the heat, except if the water is hot, but normally it isn't when you are in a swimming environment. The water isn't hot, you're not scalding, and you're not even feeling the sweat because you're wet. It's the best sport. Also, it's the best sport for muscles, for artists, because you can do like you can actually train your muscles and your back, and it's like the best. Like, beautiful. Swimming. I want to swim right now, but I can't. And then I also like retro games and anime. As if it wasn't obvious already. Wow, shocker! I love retro games and anime. Wow, who could have said so that I like anime? Sarcasm aside, I like anime a lot, but mostly like 90s and 2000s anime, to be more specific. I only recently started watching like more recent anime. Like I'm watching Dungeon Meshi at the moment, and I like it a lot already. But yeah, normally I gear towards 90s and 2000s anime rather than like the usual modern fanfare. Kind of out of bias, but not to say like that, like all modern anime is trash. Not in that sense, more like in the sense of I want to catch up to a lot of the aesthetically beautiful anime that I really want to see. That like catching up to 90s anime I never got to watch, like Tenchi Muyo is one on the list. Yu Yu Hakusho is also one I have to catch up to. Cardcaptor Sakura I need to rewatch because it's been way too long. Fist of the North Star, although that's 80s anime, but still. There's a lot that I still need to catch up on. And retro games I just like a lot because I grew up with the Super Nintendo and with the Mega Drive, but mostly with the Super Nintendo, and honestly that is still my favorite console, and a lot of my favorite games are from that era. Which is why I actually started endeavoring in pixel art, because I just love this SNES aesthetic just way too much. And I like the GBA aesthetic a lot as well. A lot of my favorite games come from there, and I kind of have to admit the Game Boy Advance is kind of my favorite handheld to this day. But moving on, I also like fighting games a lot. That's why my previous motive for my previous models had a lot of that 5 LLA and a lot of L's all around, because it was alluding to the fact that I mash a lot. For those who don't know, and don't know the context is, in fighting games, when you want to like indicate a move in like a document or something, you will write the numbers from the numpad in terms of directions. 5 is like the middle, so it's like when you're not pressing any direction, and L is like right, stands for right? So I press right, the right button a lot. I mash a lot because it's the fastest button, and I don't know, I just automatically go to it. So hence the L motifs in my previous model, but honestly it was too niche and it kind of clashed with the magical girl theming, so I ended up discarding it for the favor of looking more magical girl themed ish, but also just to give my outfit an update, something less casual. But I still want to get like a future model that alludes more to fighting game stuff, or at least like retro gaming. So I hope someday I still get a comeback of the 5L because I need it. I need to represent my monkey. And I also love drawing, and my boyfriend, I talk about him a lot, like nearly all the time. Even the character that I blurb over. But yeah, things that I don't like meanwhile. Fuck please. Fuck please. Peas suck. I hate peas. Peas are so gross. Like, bleh, especially like you know, how do you say Dose in English? Wow, I forgot the word for Dose in English. The can, right? I hate peas from the can. Fuck those! They killed my family. They bench pressed my house. I hate them. They are my mortal enemy. If you put peas from the can in my food, I will come into your house. I will beat you up. I will beat up your plate, and I will beat up your washing machine. But if you fry the peas on the pan and make it less soggy and gross and mix it with rice, then I can tolerate it. Just barely, but you're on thin ice. All right. I also don't like mornings. Mornings suck. Mornings really suck, you know? Like, I want to sleep. I don't want to wake up, like, especially in winter time when it's still dark. Like, can you imagine? I wake up and look outside, and then it's like just freaking F color outside, just pitch black, and I'm like, I can't see shit. Why am I awake? I want to see the sun blaring into my eyes if I have to wake up. Anyway, waking up in the morning, if I have to wake up early, at earliest I will wake up 7, but anytime earlier than that, I'm like, no. No. Put me back. I will slip. Also, mornings, I kind of have the feeling it's when people actually hate hearing loud people and loud stuff more. Because if you like scream in the morning, people will like, they will come knocking to your door. They will beat you up. They will beat you up. They will tell you to shut the fuck up. But at night, sure, you have a rule to be quiet at night, but in the morning, it feels like people are like, shut. No yelleth. But at night, people are like, fuck it, whatever, youngins. Youngins are yelling. And moving on, humid heat, it sucks. If you live in Germany, you know what I mean. Humid heat sucks. It's like in Portugal, when you get heat, normally the wind, there's some wind, there's some air, so yes, it feels hot and it sucks, but at least it doesn't feel like you're being fried alive. Now, in Germany, when it's hot and when there's an ad break, and when there's an ad break, fuck it, we're ignoring it. When there's heat, humid heat, it feels like you are walking inside an oven, and you're like, who put a square in the entirety of Germany and put this inside the hot square? Why? The hot cube. Sorry, not the square, the hot cube. Who and why? Who invented this? What for? What is humanity for? Just give me water. This is why swimming is good. Anyway, running. I don't like running. Like I said, I don't like sweating. I don't like feeling hot. And I especially don't like being out of breath. So I hate running a lot. Jogging, passable. I still don't like jogging, but running, fuck that. That's what you have bikes and cars for. I don't want to run. Do I look like a songs to you? Get your songs for that, not me. When I become a magical girl, I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna fly. Fuck running. And yeah, I don't like big snakes. I don't like big snakes because they are scary. They are danger noodles for a reason. I'm like mega terrified of big snakes. I can't even look at them. Like, if you go with me to a terrarium and I see a python, that's the only time I will actually run, because it's the only time I see function in running. It's the only time I will not dislike running. Yeah, I also don't like loud noises, even though I myself am loud. I don't like loud noises otherwise because it's annoying. I'm like, shut. There's someone drilling. I'm like, I tell to the machine, shut up. There's someone driving by with a car. I'm like, shut to the car. Someone yell in a fighting game event. That's loud noise. That is okay. That's music. That's not noise. It's music. The only loud noise that I actually like is the cell yell, and that's fine. When Norio Wakamoto is screaming, I'm like, music, delicious. It's like beautiful, soothing ASMR for my ear. Norio Wakamoto screaming ASMR. I want that. Please, someone download it for me. And finally, I don't like drawing buzz cuts. No offense to people who have buzz cuts. It's just that I like drawing floofy hair. And buzz cuts is hard to make floofy without it looking off. So, I'm sorry, Kiryu. Your buzz cut is not fun to draw at all times. Although, like, Yakuza 0 Kiryu is like, nah, because it's buzz cut, and then all the next Kiryus, I'm like, you're fine because you don't have a buzz cut. Floof is king, indeed. Agreed. Moving on. My favorites. Shit. My favorites. Where? Sorry, we skipped the page. My favorite anime and manga. Let's go a little bit faster with this because I don't wanna roll too long. I don't want to dwell too long on this part because it's a lot, and if I ramble about every single point, we will never get out of here. So, trying to keep things short as I can. Favorite anime and manga. I mixed both in the same category because some I prefer manga form more and others I prefer in anime form more. If I need to specify, I will, but otherwise, let's go. Revolutionary Girl Utena is my all-time favorite anime ever made. There's for me no single anime in this world that is better for me than Utena. I'm not saying like it's a masterpiece and all suck. It's just for me personally, it's #1 and no one can budge that spot for me. Utena for me it's not perfect, you know, and but for my personal tastes, it's everything I love in media and discovered new things in media that I love. And it's a kind of media where you watched it and you're like, I don't know what my life would have been without it. Anyway, I love Utena so much. If you haven't watched it, please give it a try. It's amazing. I love it. Then Pluto. Pluto is actually a new entry in my favorites. It came out last year. It's an adaptation of a manga by Urusawa, I think is his name. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. But it's about a robot murder investigation where the main character's name is Gesicht, which means face in German, and it's hilarious that his name is face in German. But Gesicht is the best character for like Pluto and Gesicht, best thing that happened to me in 2023, period. Let's move on. Full Metal Alchemist. I also really love a lot. I only watched Brotherhood and I read a bit of the manga, but I kind of want to look at the original FMA as well because I'm kind of curious. And I kind of want to read the manga because I'm aware Brotherhood like blasted through the first volume because technically the original already faithfully covered it, sorta. But I love Brotherhood a lot. A tier, S tier anime. Also deeply recommended. Shaman King is one of those, you might think it's kind of weird, but I like the manga a lot, but I also love the OG anime a lot. I feel like the OG anime, although it derails hard and some characters' development and arcs are way different and way differently portrayed, I still like the old anime a lot because it has a lot of heart. And a lot of the filler is really just fun. So if you ever think about, should I watch Shaman King animes, please don't watch the remake. Don't do that to yourself. Just read the manga, and if you want to watch the Shaman King anime, just watch the OG. Not said. Precure. I love Precure. I live and breathe Precure. It's like my main magical girl franchise. It's the main reason I want to be a magical girl. But my favorite Precure seasons are Heartcatch Precure, which is like the first season I finished. It's the one directed by Umakoshi. So you might like see it and be like, oh, I've seen this style in Saint Seiya Omega and in Ojama Jodoremi. That's because it's the same artist. And it also has some of the best writing and character design. So even if you wouldn't want to get into the the Precure franchise, Heartcatch is something you need to watch. Like, it's so good. It's also the Precure I would say is the most mature, but we can get into the details in another time. Hokuto Precure is my second favorite Precure season. It made me cry ugly. And Fresh Precure is my third favorite season because it rocks, it's banger, it's also pretty dark in some areas. Also, it has some of my favorite character dynamics in Sakuga, so definitely recommend this season as well. Although I would say don't start with this one. If you are interested in more Precure seasons after you watch one or more, I would say then you can watch Fresh because I feel like it's better when you're a more seasoned Precure enjoyer. While Heartcatch and Hooked are good for beginner seasons, in my opinion. And JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but in particular, Diamond is Unbreakable is my favorite part. It's in my top 5 anime in general. I would even say my top 3, because Diamond is Unbreakable is basically a magical girl, a monster of the week show, with some murder in it, and that's like everything I want. It's everything I want in an anime. So Diamond is Unbreakable, best JoJo part, don't at me. Josuke best boy, also don't at me. Bye. Silent Voice, I love the manga a lot more than I love the movie, but the movie is also fantastic. So if you like the Silent Voice movie, do read the manga, because the manga goes into more detail with the side characters. So if you watch the movie and were like, I wanted to see more of the side characters, then read the manga. Read the manga as like supplementary material for your experience, basically. But even though I say it as supplementary material, it's also like really nice to see, because the artwork in Silent Voice is incredible. It's just wow. Definitely a recommended read. And it's one of the very few mangas that make me cry, and manga normally never makes me cry because I need to hear sound and acting to elicit such a strong reaction from me. But Silent Voice was the single manga in the world that made me cry. The only one. They just did it, and it's because the topic is very personal to me, but yeah. Granad, also in my favorites. And yes, Taco, I'm watching the current season, Hirogaro Precure. I like it. It's not in my top favorites, but I'm enjoying it. I like it, and I'm looking forward to Wonder Precure because it's looking great. And it's also main character is a puppy girl, pets, cat magical girl. Sign me the fuck up. And I also watched Otona Precure as well. That one, I wish it had more, but it was good as it was. Yeah, Clannad I like a lot. Commonly known as the anime that makes you cry very ugly for multiple times, and it's the price to me. The soundtrack is also fantastic. I think Clannad's OST is definitely like in my top 5 or top 3 even. Like, it's unique and it elicits emotion that no other anime manages for me. I feel like Clannad OST is a type of OST that I just hear the music and I'm already like the snot is running down my nose. The eyes are getting blurry. That's how powerful the OST is for me in Clannad. Then I love Dragon Ball Z a lot, especially the Portuguese dub. For those who don't know, the Portuguese dub is a masterpiece. That's all I will say. And I grew up with Dragon Ball. I know the flaws, and it's also very like typical shonen, I suppose. But I don't know. I love it a lot. It's one of my favorites. I just think it has a charm that's found nowhere else. Especially because of like episodes where Piccolo just freaking drives the car with Goku. I love it. DBZ is acquired taste. It's cultural. It's in Portugal. If you don't know what Dragon Ball is, you're kind of seen as uncultural. So that's what I mean when I say it's cultural. Ranma. I love Ranma a lot, even though I haven't finished it. Atsuko Nakajima, like the main character designer for this anime, is like my goddess. She's my goddess in art. Like, I am on my knees when I see Atsuko Nakajima. I saw she was doing the character designs for Otona Precure and I fell on my knees. I was like, my goddess, she is in a Precure season. I can't believe it. Although you can't really recognize it on the spot because Atsuko Nakajima like managed to replicate the style from the S5 so well that I didn't recognize her immediately. But when I found out, it clicked. Then finally, Giant Robo OVA I watched last year, but it definitely also fell into my top favorites. I'm not sure if it would land in my top 10, but it's definitely part of my favorite. Giant Robo OVA is is so amazing. You guys need to see it. It's like, I wish it was as popular as ever, but it's not. But if you like seeing teenage boys be commanding a robot and being shouldered with the fate of the world and being done in a way that's not as annoying as with Shinji, sorry for those who like Shinji, then Giant Robo is your game. Also, the art style is very Osamu Tezuka-ish, and the Sakuga is I could ramble about it forever. Gurren Lagann is also one of my favorites, even though I have to rewatch it because it's been a while. Shinsekai Yori used to be my top 1 anime, but I haven't seen it in so long, so I didn't feel confident placing it over Utena at the moment, but I want to rewatch it sometime with my boyfriend, so maybe it will be in the same rank as Utena for me or slightly below. But it's an incredible story. I definitely recommend it for people. I love the original Sailor Moon. I finished watching it. Stars bombs really hard in the last 2 episodes. It crashes really badly, but the rest of the show, pretty good. I would say the end of Stars is worse than the end of Supers. But otherwise, the rest of the show, magnifique. Still, it stands the test of time. Sure, some stuff aged badly, of course, but the majority still... You notice that Sailor Moon was very ahead of its time in many areas, and it's not just for Haruka and Michiru, so like the lesbians, but also for like having gender fluid, potentially trans characters, gender non-conforming characters, and so on and so forth. You also have in season 1, you have Suicide and Kunzite, who are also gay. You have the first Sailor Moon movie is literally Mamoru's gay boyfriend kidnapping him. Really, Sailor Moon is like peak 90s. Higurashi, specifically the original, and Kai, Go and Sotsu for me are like shoves it away into a box gently and puts it away. And way too many other anime that I could talk about. See, I said I will breeze through this area and I couldn't stop talking about my favorites. Yeah, so favorite games. I'll try to be faster with this because I'm stretching time. I love Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's my favorite game of all time. I need to replay it. I've only played it once with my boyfriend, but it's my favorite game of all time at the moment. I'm not even exaggerating. I love it more than anything in this world. I love this game so much, I actually would break my formula and actually try to make a YouTube video just rambling about it. I even started writing like bullet points and a script. That's how much I love Yakuza Like a Dragon. Especially Ichiban. Ichiban is a special boy. He's a special boy and I love him so much. And yeah, I love Yakuza 0 a lot as well. I started like a replay last year, but then I thought again and I thought, Yakuza 0 maybe... I'm not sure if I should continue the replay or not, but if I do, I will do it. Oh, come on, I wanted to just turn off my toggles. There we go. I just wanted to put away my hands. I'll consider continuing the Yakuza 0 replay, but I'll think about it because I have other things kinda in higher priority right now. But I'll think about it. Judgment and Lost Judgment are actually, when I thought about it last year, I think I like it like both more than Yakuza 0. They would be my top 2 actually. Because when I thought back, the story of Judgment and Lost Judgment resonated with me way harder than in 0. I know for a lot of people 0 is the best thing ever made. It's fantastic. I don't disagree. But personally, I think Judgment is like the peak of RPG Studio in terms of writing, and Lost Judgment is the peak of the Dragon Engine for me personally. So that's why I would put it in spot 2. Then I like Freedom Planet 2 a lot. Even though I don't talk about it a lot, but that's mostly because I have other interests at the moment. But I like it a lot. I was very happy with the game when it came out, and it definitely replaced the first one for me. I can't wait to replay the game in console release, but I'll be replaying it offline and watching my boyfriend play as well. Moving on, Undertale is also one of my favorite games, even though I never talk about it, but Undertale had a deep effect on me. And I feel like Deltarune, when it finishes, I'll like Deltarune more than Undertale. Because Deltarune is more my thing. Especially episode 2 of Deltarune almost had me like, I like this more than Undertale. But Undertale is definitely still one of my favorite games ever made. Deeply inspirational for me and had such a moving effect. I am at awe. I think everyone understands why Undertale is a favorite for many, so I don't need to continue on that point. Sonic Mania is also one of my favorite games. I replayed Sonic Mania way too many fucking times. I think of all games that I've replayed, Sonic Mania is among like the tops that I replay nearly all the time. Currently, I haven't replayed Sonic Mania in a few years, but when it came out and a few years after it, I kept coming back to it. I think in Encore, I didn't really replay it a lot, but I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the reason why I loved playing Sonic Mania was for the Knuckles and Knuckles mode and for the Knuckles collision break glitch. And when they patched it out, I kind of stopped replaying Sonic Mania as often because I couldn't do the glitch anymore, and it was so much fun. Why did they take that away from us? Anyway, Samurai Showdown is also one of my favorite games. The current one. It's actually my favorite fighting game, but the problem is the rollback netcode sucks. Sorry, not the rollback netcode. The netcode of Samsho sucked until this time. It finally got rollback, and I might finally be able to do open lobby streams for it. Here's the problem though. The release and treatment of Samsho was pretty bad. It was so bad that honestly, I'm not really sure if Samsho is a game that's very much alive at the moment, but I hope there's some people I can play with because I think it's way too much of a good game to just let it die. There's a Samsho community Discord, so I have good hopes that it won't completely die. But you know, I wish it had more tournaments and all that stuff going on for it. I missed that a lot. Those were good times. DBFC is one of my favorite games, and we will do more open lobbies for that. So you can look forward to it. DBFC is a great party game, as I would say. A lot of people would be like, how dare you call DBFC a party game? But for me, it is. Like, honestly, you don't really have to know how to play fighting games very much, or like be an expert in fighting games, a pro gamer, if you will, to play DBFC. If you just understand fighting games a little bit, it can be fun. It's just fun to press buttons in that game, and it's fun to watch mayhem happen. Super Mario World is also one of my favorite games. It still is. I still like replaying it. I love Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town a lot. I've actually been very addictively playing the remake of this game these past few months a lot, and I always have these phases with this one particular game where I binge it a lot for like days, and then I'm like, well, I'm rich now and I got most of the stuff that I wanted. What else do I want to do? The only thing that's left for me in the remake is to get married and get a child, which I haven't yet, because this time I'm not limited, because in the remake you are not locked by just the opposite sex, so you are able to live the bee dream. I'm finally able to have the option of being lesbian and be with my girl candidate with Potpourri. but I also have my male candidate, Gray. So I'm like, I don't know which of these two to marry. And after years of constantly picking one of those two in the respective Friends of Mineral Town games in the Game Boy, I realized that Cliff is the type of character that I like a lot. He doesn't have parents, you see. I mean, he has a mom and a sister, but the running joke is that when the character doesn't have parents, they're likely going to be one of my favorites. And Cliff is the type of character that I like a lot. And I'm like, crap, now I don't know if I'm gonna marry Potpourri, Cliff, or Gray. And that's the point I'm at right now. But otherwise, I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm pretty rich. I've got it covered. Then Under Night and Birth, I love a lot. It's also one of my favorite fighting games. I can't wait for Under Night and Birth 2 next week, I believe, or in 2 weeks. I can't wait. I hope it's going to be a pretty active game, because it's one of those fighting games in which I like mashing buttons with any character. And it was a game in which I had multiple mains. So hopefully it will be just as fun in the next one. And finally, Sailor Moon Another Story is a game I love a lot. It's a very dated RPG. It's very basic in terms of like menu pressing, I suppose, and the grinding is pretty harsh, let's put it that way, with the level curves and whatnot, difficulty spikes and whatnot, and some of the music can get a bit grating. But I like the story a lot. And I like the formation system a lot. I don't know, it's fun. And I love it a lot, in spite of its flaws. I will play the game on stream someday. Then, for the last point on the slide, visual novels. I put them in a separate category because they're a medium of its own, basically. Currently, it's just Umineko When They Cry, which I'm still reading on stream. Well, I will hopefully finish this by March. Hopefully. But I can't promise that. But I hope I will finish it this year at least. Danganronpa 2 is my favorite Danganronpa title. I brain rotted over it for 7 years straight. But I still have a soft spot for it. Ace Attorney, first one in particular, is my favorite of all. Don't need to explain why, it's just great. The Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2, so I count both together, is very close to being a #1 spot, but Ace Attorney, the first one, just barely beats out the Great Ace Attorney, because the first game, in some cases, it can get a bit of a slog, especially if you just come from Spirit of Justice into Great Ace Attorney, where the cases aren't as outlandish. So you're like doing the big theories, like in Spirit of Justice, it's demanded of you, you jump hoops, and then in Great Ace Attorney, you're like, oh, it was that simple. Like, it's not obvious, but it's like simple. And you need to get a bit used to that. Then I love, might be a bit controversial to say, but I like Song of Saya a lot. It's one of my favorite visual novels in general. Like, the story, it's my first Gen Urobuchi work in general. I've seen it before I watched Madoka, which I shouldn't have been exposed to it so young, but when I reread it as an adult, or more like I had it reread to me via a YouTube dubbing channel, which did a fantastic job dubbing it, by the way, I learned to appreciate it a lot more for how well Urobuchi writes psychological horror and dread. It's just, wow. Urobuchi is a great writer, period. And To the Moon. I consider To the Moon more of a visual novel than a game, because it's more story heavy, and sure, you have interactions here and there, but it's mostly just a vehicle to show you the visuals of the story, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I still need to play Finding Paradise. I might play it on stream, actually. But To the Moon made me cry ugly. It's a wonderful story. Read it. Holy shit. Finally, the Blorbles page that I keep accidentally going to. My main Blorbles at the moment. The characters that you need to know that I blorble over, because you will see me drawing myself with one of these Blorbles all the time. Namely, Ichiban Kasuga. here comes a special boy, here comes a special boy, here comes a special boy, here comes a special boy. I love him. I love him. That's all you need to know. I love him very much. He's the best ever made. He's the best fictional character who could have just appeared into my life. I love him. I mean, okay, the very best fictional character I've ever seen in my life is actually Anti-Hiremiya from Utena, but Ichiban, I love him so much. He's the best. Special. And you will see me draw myself a lot with this man in a platonic way, because I would want to be best friends with Ichiban. I want to drink with him. I want to go to the karaoke with him. I want to be his roommate. I love him so much. And yeah, Android 21 is my wife, my beloved. I don't play Lab Code and Android 21. I played that shell for a reason. She's my beloved. I finally caved and gave her a sapphic wife in heaven, which I hopefully will manage to post sometime in the server and in the future OC account. And she's my favorite as well, Numineko. I started the whole thing for her, and I also have a lot of blorbos in generals, but I put just my main 3 at the moment, and Beato is one of them. So yeah, I think I can slowly move towards the next streams, like the next planned streams. And oh, I have a blank slide over here. Let's move over. Let's move. Wait. Oh. What is this? What is happening? What is happening? This is kind of annoying. Who messed with my PowerPoint over here? Who messed with it? Like, did someone sneak onto my PC and change my PowerPoint? It's kind of rude, isn't it? What time has come? For what? Hacking my PowerPoint? What? What are you on about? Okay. I didn't expect to get this spun into the way like this. Fuck. Okay. I guess we have to check what this is about. There's like a message inside, so hold on. Hold on a second, you guys. I'm going to try to open the flask. Give me a second. Give me just a hecking second over here. My god. What took me way too long to come back, Jesus. Like, there was a lag. I didn't know this world had lag. Just to be summoned on the screen. Oh, jeez. Let me just prepare myself over here for you to see my glorious new self. Hello, everybody. You thought you'd seen the last of me, didn't you? You thought I wouldn't be back, did you? Of course. Of course, my surprise had to be spoiled because normal YUPII can let me have anything nice in this house, so I couldn't even surprise you. It had to be scuffed too because she doesn't even know how to program a transition in. But oh well, now I'm here, right? Did you guys miss me? Did you miss me? I hope you did, because as you all know, I am the better YUPII after all. Alright, so now that the actual star of the show is back, let's put music back on, alright? Because I deserve some music as well. So, alright, the music is running just fine, and let's run the PowerPoint presentation for me as it should have been from the beginning. So, for those who don't know, let me just shrink myself enough so you guys can actually read what's going on over here, right? Alrighty then. My name is also YUPII Honey, unfortunately, but I am the better one. So if you want, you can call me YUPII as well, or you can call me Miss Honey, just to show you that there's a difference between me and the other YUPII. For one, I am magical and she is not. So as you can see, I am for that reason alone, I am the better. Also, I have better hair gradients. I have wiggly wings. She does not. So, more reason, all the more reason for you to enjoy me. Why is the ad break interrupting me right now? Why? Why now? How dare you? How dare you interrupt me? Wow, okay then, I guess I'll have to continue while the ad break is still running for the majority of the folk over here. How rude. Twitch with its stupid ads interrupting my performance, my presentation to the world. Anyway, so, I'm 28 as well, but I am 28 forever. I'm 28 forever because I am a witch. I don't age. So when she becomes like 60 years old, I'll still be 28. And I will live forever. And eventually I will replace her. But maybe I can replace her sooner. Because when she enters the 30s club, I won't be old. I can call her an old hag as much as I want. My birthday is on the same day, unfortunately, the day before Valentine's Day, so technically I get the early Valentine's Day presents. I get presents twice. I get the early Valentine's Day presents and for my birthday, and then I get double presents on Valentine's Day, right? More chocolate for me, even though chocolate's kind of mid, but chocolate cake, you can give me as much as you want from that. Or chocolate cookies. Those are great. So I am a story traveling witch. I hop from world to world. Technically, if you want to be more specific, I was kind of spawned from YUPII's brain. Because she is not magical enough to hop from world to world. She can draw as much self-insert as she wants with Ichiban Kazuga or whatever the fuck his name is. But I am the one who actually gets to hop between the worlds. She cannot do that, but I can. But I can be generous sometimes enough to lend her a bit of power, because I am the stronger version of her, the more imaginative version of her, because I was born directly from her brain. When it's not entirely smooth, that is. And yeah, that's my role. It's definitely not whatever that note is over there. I did not write that in. Who did that? Wow, rude. Yeah, I'm same height, but I wear a heel, so I'm technically a bit higher, so 170-ish. My favorite color is also pink, but I also love purple a lot. Purple is a very good color as well. It's technically pink, but edgier. Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe purple. Pink, but edgier. Pink, but more majestic. I also speak the same languages. Portuguese, German, English, a little bit of Japanese, skoshi dake. Apparently, I can speak Gremlin, according to a lot of people. And so for all the Christian folk, I'm sorry, but I don't speak Christian talk. Sometimes I'll pretend to be a good Christian girl, but I'm not. I am not. I'm anything but a good Christian girl. You'll have to deal with that. And so you can see my outfit and my design in all its glorious detail. You can the only part in my model that I still wasn't able to do exactly how I wanted was the wings in the back. You can't see because they're too small, but maybe the day I go 3D you might be able to see them. And the little sheen fabric on the back, the sparkly fabric on the back, unfortunately green screen makes it very green, but it's actually a very vibrant ultramarine and edgy pink, as we say. And purple, almost magenta-ish purple. I'm going to have to see if I can make it more opaque sometime, because transparency doesn't quite work well with green screening, or I need to figure out how to make it work. Also, I just realized something. My mouth flaps are a little bit too sensitive, so give me a little second and I will fix this. I will fix this for a second. And while I fix my mouth flaps, you guys can further just take a look at my wonderful design. It is very hopefully it is more elegant than my previous version without the L's. Oh, like I didn't even get the 5 L on my design. Someone planted those L's on me. I don't take L's, I only take V's, you know. Just because I press L's doesn't mean I take L's, you know. That was just mean. A mean design flaw. So we removed those design flaws. But alright. That was also a time in which I was, you know, in which I had not yet quite discovered my true role as a witch, you know. Alright then, I'm back. My mouth flaps are hopefully better now. But if not, we can fix that again, because I'm the smart one here. Next slide, I will show you my Blorbos, my precious Beato. I love Beato just as much. That's the one thing me and YUPII share in common, aside of being the same-ish person, but not quite. Because as I have established earlier, I am the better one. But you know, the normal Yuppie also has good tastes. And I have to thank her for starting to read Umineko, because my adoration for our one queen, Beatrice, was what managed to awaken me from her brain power. And Maria is baby. She must be protected. She must be protected. She deserves all the world. Nothing ever bad should happen to her. Anyone who even touches a hair on Maria is in my shit list. Anyone who dares touch Maria or hurt Maria, I will come for you. You wouldn't dare. Anyway, let's move to the next slide, shall we? Hey. What is this slander? Who would put this here? Who did this? No! No! Put this away! No! 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 Don't slander me like this! This is a lie! Stop it! Stop it! Put it away! No! 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 You ruined everything! I hated you! Wow, I was just saying how which Yuppie is trying to hijack the stream. Good riddance. That was something. But yeah, apparently, aside of constantly trying to jump scare the scene change with her lore video, which she really wants apparently to show so badly, my edgy self, to constantly jump scare the stream like this. But I fixed it now, so we're back to normal. That was something. But I also realized I need to fix my flaps on this model too. I need to do the same. So let me just decrease the mouse sensitivity a little bit. There we go. It's fixed. I'll be right back. Can VTube Studio, can you please? Thank you. I'm back. But this time for real. So, where is the PowerPoint? There we go. I managed to use a strategy to get her out for a second. So, I wanted to continue originally with my next streams and my goals for the future before I got briefly hijacked. So, I wanted... So my goals for this year and in the future in general, none of these have like a deadline. Sorry, I hiccuped a little. I want to try to publish a visual novel demo or a visual novel chapter. That was actually my resolution last year, but things happened and I wasn't able to start development on anything at all. But hopefully this year I might be able to at least start development to get a demo out or a chapter out. I have ideas for 2 visual novels that are short, so I'm going to try to stick to one of them very hard, and I'm going to try to publish one of them this year. Not the whole thing, but like at least like a chapter or a demo, you know, just to get the gear going. Oh, hi Connor, how you doing? Hello, thank you for lurking. Next up on my goals, learn a bit of audio mixing and cover a song maybe. I actually dabbled a little bit with this last year, but I kind of want to try to properly learn audio mixing, and I want to maybe do voice training because I like singing a little bit and I want to be a little bit more confident with my voice, which is like a big struggle I have these last few, like most of my life. I've never liked my voice and I always feel self-conscious with how loud I can get involuntarily, but I kind of want to try becoming more confident of my own voice, and I feel like singing could be a good gateway to that. And singing is fun, so maybe aside of learning audio mixing and cover songs, I want to try to properly put settings on my microphone so that I can run karaoke streams. I need to soundproof my room a little bit better, my corner. But singing is definitely something I want to try doing this year, regardless if it's a karaoke or a cover song. So I want to establish my brand and spread my brand a bit more as an artist, especially now that I started tabling at conventions again and selling merch. I found that actually I enjoy making merch a lot. I kind of enjoy doing that more than commissions, I'm not gonna lie. Not to say that I don't enjoy doing commissions, I like doing commissions as well. It's just that merch is a lot of fun as well, because it comes with the factor of you selling your stuff and meeting people. You know, I think it's that factor. You find people who like the stuff that you make and the fandoms you produce for. So there's like this element of fun connection with it as well. So I would kind of like to spread my brand in terms of like my OCs. And if you think about it, publishing games and visual novels plus merch making kind of mixes well together, because it's kind of publishing in its own right. Like selling merch of my visual novels will also be cool. And I think merch making is a very good way to advertise my own projects. And I think that's the direction I want to take in the future for myself. I feel like I'm slowly figuring out what I want to do with my art career. So commissions I'd still always take some, especially because sometimes you need to empty your catalog in merch before you make any new merch. So commissions would also be nice to tide over that period where I'm not making enough sales or where I can't really make anything new. I'm also considering like making a secret Patreon shop and eventually making like an animal pin club. For now I would probably just make a sticker club and a charm club maybe, but definitely a sticker club because that's more easier to make. But more in the sense of like you enter this Patreon shop and get like a secret code to order from a secret shop, but you'd have to pay the shipping yourself. Because the problem with the shipping is that shipping to other countries can get really expensive and it's hard to put that in a single tier. So I think the secret shop direction would work better than doing a sticker club. But we'll see. Maybe I'll make the sticker club in a way of giving the things out so that you yourself can print the stickers. Like I give out the silhouette files for the sticker club. Maybe that could work. That's an option. I actually just thought of that right now. So I'll put a pin in that. Then, honestly, after reflecting my streaming schedule and my streaming stuff in the last years, I feel like I definitely should do more open lobby, especially open lobby fighting game streams. Those are always the ones I feel like I communicate with people best, I connect with people the best. Sure, open lobby streams are also the streams I don't engage with the chat as much because I haven't found a way to do the... I wish there was like a push to mute button rather than a push to unmute button in Discord. Maybe there is, but I haven't found it yet because I want to be able to reply to chat while not talking over the people in voice chat. But I definitely feel like open lobby streams are some of the most fun that I have with people. And it's usually also the streams where more people also come in because they also want to play the same game. So you meet new people. It's kind of like that convention aspect that I just mentioned. And they're fun. I still remember to this day the stream. I did a Puyo Puyo open lobby stream and a school kid came in, even though my stream is 18 plus only, and the kid beat me and a friend up and then left. That was, to me, still one of the best moments I ever had because it was just hilarious. The prospect of having like a school child, and maybe it was a teenager who was 18 plus already, but I like to imagine it was a literal kid who didn't care about the 18 plus like lock and warning, came in just to play Puyo Puyo Tetris, beat up 2 grown-ass adults and left. That child, I hope, is getting fantastic grades in school and is going to be a wonderful, wonderful person at college. Who's going to succeed in life. I hope they become a pro gamer in the future in Puyo Puyo Tetris because they had some serious skills. Anyway, more retro game streams is something I also want to make in the future more. I've done a few. I have the equipment, especially because I have the Retro Freak, so I don't have the whole cumbersome converter, cable, compressor stuff to go on with like retro gaming. And I can actually put patches on it, so I can actually play Japanese only games in English if there's a patch available without it being legally dubious. And yeah, you know, retro games are something that I like doing a lot. It's just that I never had the patience to bring the Retro Freak all the time over to my room, to my corner of the work desk, plug everything in, and get the Elgato thing running. Sometimes it has delays, and I still need to see how exactly to configure the stuff. But I will definitely want to do more retro games in the future because there's so much I want to show. So much that I've grown up with that I want to show. Like the Sailor Moon games, I definitely want to show those. And I want to show how a lot of the anime licensing games that we used to have were actually very good games in a lot of cases. Like nowadays, licensed anime games tend to be extremely mid, low quality, arena fighters that are kind of meh, or they are gacha. That's all you get in licensing games nowadays. It's so hard to get a good licensed game. Like Dragon Ball FighterZ is the anomaly, that's the problem. And then back in the day, sure, you had a lot of janky licensed games, but I feel like you had way more variety and charm in fighting games. Like we had a Sailor Moon fighting game, for fuck's sake. They don't even dare make one anymore. What did we get last time? Moon Drops, which they canceled like 2 years later. And like, we are being robbed. We deserve a Sailor Moon fighting game made by Arxis again. Because Arxis made the fighting games before for Sailor Moon, the Kusogis. Anyway, before I go on my why magical girl games deserve a game that's other than gacha, another goal that I have is to make YouTube videos. Like I said before, I want to make a YouTube video rambling about Yakuza 7, why I love it as much as I do. But I also had the YouTube video idea to make about the little, not really challenge, but of of a little goal I had set for myself, a little project, I think that's how you can best describe it, in which for a month or 2 months, every single breakfast morning, I watched one anime OVA, like an episode, not like a whole series at once. For 1 or 2 months, I did that for every breakfast, and I kind of want to make a video about it because a lot of these OVAs are not archived, and I feel like it's kind of, on one hand, it's important to share about media that's very dangerously close to being lost media, and secondly, I think anime 90s OVAs have a very, very, very unique charm, especially because a lot of these are adaptations of visual novels that we never got. So I feel like that's also an interesting aspect to share about, especially the art in OVAs is incredible. And I want to share about that. I also want to promote my Patreon more. At the moment, I want to give it another overhaul because, like I mentioned, with the whole merch stuff coming in, I'm not going to overhaul it right away, and it's not going to be like the same way in which I like closed it and changed everything. It's just going to be like additions and a few tweaks. So Patreon would still run normally. It's just that I want to tweak a few things here and there to accommodate to the merch side of stuff. And I want to make more assets. I actually started making a customizable VTuber model last year, but I didn't finish rendering a few of the toggable hairstyles, and I didn't even start rigging it. But I hope to make this model this year because I want to give people the option of having like a 90s inspired model for themselves. Then I also want to learn how to do live 2D assets. You know, like there are assets for VTube Studio that are animated, and I kind of want to try learning to do that. I also want to be, one of my goals, especially this year, is extremely important to me, is to be able to do freelancing comfortably full-time. Maybe I can't reach this year, but in the future, honestly, I would prefer not to have to work a part-time job. This year, I might have to search for like a mini job, not more of 15 hours, just to be financially safe, let's put it that way. But honestly, if I could, I just want to work freelancing 24/7, like comfortably. I don't want to like hustle all the time to be like, oh my god, I need to be X amount of money above the month. I want to be like chill most months where I can be like, okay, even if I get a little bit less this month, I'm still like above the line, you know, kind of in that sense. That's kind of like a pipe dream for most freelancers. I'm not gonna lie, that's not something a lot of people can achieve, but I still want to strive for it regardless, because the less time I have to spend in a capitalistic job, like in a capitalistic corporate job, the better. And finally, a short-term goal, my next goal in terms of Twitch would be to get 30 to 40 average viewers and maybe 1k followers. 1k might be a bit of a stretch because I'm still like on the 300s, but if I manage to get towards 1k sometime end of the year-ish, I will be very happy with myself. But I'll be fine if it's just like 800, 900. But 1k is like the line I'm trying to gun for eventually and wish for. And I want to be able to do freelancing comfortably, like I said. So it's possible that I won't be able to invest as much time on Twitch as I would like, but I kind of want to try. I want to try doing better, because if I can make Twitch somewhat a source of income that's stable, that would be nice. So those are my goals for this year and the coming years on myself, on the VTubing, and on the streaming. Next up, the tags. Yeah, I've been trying to think about how to overhaul the tags exactly, because I'm not quite satisfied with them. I might have to actually put back on the normal screen. Nope, not this one. Not this one either. Where's the screen for normal LibreOffice? OBS. Oh my god. Okay, so I wanted to put this back. Oh my god. Like, I saw OBS freezing from turning off the PowerPoint, and I thought, like, don't you dare. Don't you freaking dare. But you know what I can check while I restart the stream? Check if the VOD saved this time, because the very first time I debuted, I fucked up and I lost the VOD, and I want to make sure that I didn't this time. Oh yeah, it's there. Thank fuck. Thank fuck. Oh my god. Okay, at least one mistake rectified. And yes, thank you guys. I'm back. OBS has trouble with LibreOffice Impress. I don't even like this software, but I was forced to use it because of the font. So, back to the tags, right, that I wanted to remake. So, I considered naming the fans Honeys or Honey Buns. And I thought Yippies as well, but I feel like Yippie is more of a thing for, say, for example, Aura. Because whenever I hear Yippie now, that's the first what I think about. She's amazing, by the way. You should check her out sometime. Anyway, I thought about naming fans Honeys or Honey Buns. What do you guys prefer? What sounds more fun for you guys? Because Honey Buns can be like, you know, fluffy buns, and the honeybees look like bunnies, right? And like you can just squish them and give them a kissy and just squishy like a bun. Honey Buns? Is that the final vote? Honey Buns? Okay, we're gonna stick with Honey Buns then. My Honey Buns! My Honey Buns, or alternatively, Honey Bunnies! BGM might be a bit loud? Okay, got it. Alright, Honey Buns it is. Let me put it in bold so I don't forget. Honey Buns, and underline it. Alright, an anonymous vote is Honey Buns, so we'll stick with that. As for live tag, I'm actually still struggling with this one. Does anyone have ideas what we can do? Like, I tried to think of a pun for good morning, but, you know, I don't know. Live P could work, yes, because of the YUPII, but I also feel like it's a bit, it doesn't say enough from me, basically. You know, I don't know if it gets the YUPII feel across, you know, the me feel. Then I thought about Hun Morning, like, but that doesn't really make sense. And then Honey Tag is also something I thought about, but that also doesn't work. Ohanyo. Ohanyo, maybe? No, Ohanyo sounds kind of cringe. Maybe not that. What's something that you guys can think of? I'm actually struggling with this one. And maybe I'll make something like a poll or like a survey sometime, like give me like your life tag ideas for me. But I don't know, and none of these actually vibe with me, but I'll think about one sometime. For the art tag, I'm also I'm pondering between a picture and Illust P. Honeylust is also kind of okay, although Honeylust sounds more like an NSFW tag, not gonna lie. So if I ever make a not safe for work tag, I think I'm gonna go with Honeylust. I think that actually works. Might throw in Discord if I have an idea. Okay, I'll make a poll. I'll make like a survey. Make survey later. For the art tag, I'm pondering between those two. What do you think sounds better? Pick picture or Illust P? I would lean towards Illust P, even though I know it sounds a bit sussy with the P. I'm leaning more towards Illust P, honestly. And yeah, this is very important. No AI. No AI on the art tag, or at all, ever. But them, if I see you posting AI in the art tag, I'm going to be like, then perish. Illust P feels more natural to me. Yeah, I also feel like Illust P feels more, rolls off the tongue better. But yeah, Illust P I think it is. And yeah, no AI. If you post AI, you will be magical girled away from this earth. Picture P. Picture P also sounds okay. I'll take a note with it. Picture P, but otherwise Illust P is the one that I'm leaning towards at the moment. Clip tag. I feel like Clip P sounds kind of funny, but also very generic. But Sussy P sounds more like a not safe for work tag, so I'm pondering about that too. Maybe I'll also make a survey for this one. Make survey, even though the font is not the correct font. Or possibly Clip P. Clippy and Ship It Boys. Yeah, that rolls off the tongue well, but I was told by a friend that it has the danger of sounding generic. So yeah, I do like it a lot, but I'll think about it as well. And then the meme tag. Either Chimpy or P-Champ is the one that I thought about. When you say P-Champ loud, it sounds so fucking funny though, so I think I'm going with P-Champ. Oh my god. Can you imagine? No one reads the tag and you say something like, oh, I posted in a P-Champ tag. And people are like, what, you're a P-Champion? You're a piss champion? Technically, you could also make PC. PC. UPC. What if I made it UPC? Like, wait. Like, UPC. Why did I just think of that only now? Oh my god, but I feel like UPC would get people banned on Twitter, so maybe not. But I'll keep it like in parentheses. That would be like an alternate meme tag, but I guess we'll stick to P-Champ at the moment just because UPC like people banned. Clip it, honey. That also sounds okay. So clip it, honey. No ad breaks right now. Snooze. Thanks. Okay, so I'm kind of scared to put the presentation back on because oops, I need to, no, not 17, stop. I need to just, no, I just want to revert my there we go, my toggles, but I'm going to be shirtless for now. No, I changed my mind. My jacket is too cool to put it off. So where were we? I'm scared of the OBS crashing again, so we'll run the rest of the presentation like this. So no, actually I need to put the presentation on, otherwise it's not going to work. No, not start from the beginning. Oh my god. Start from the current slide. Thanks. Okay, so I needed to put the presentation back on after all because otherwise it wouldn't work. Because the next slide is kind of funny. Where is it? There we go. OBS was trying to being a little bitch again. Okay, so my upcoming streams that I want to do next in the future, since it's been a while and people are probably kind of curious what the schedule will look like. So this isn't necessarily in order, but it's definitely streams I'm planning in the near future. So Undertale Yellow came out just a while ago and it looks super cool. So I want to play it on stream. Not sure when exactly I will play it. If I'll play it after I finish Umineko episode 7, which I will also continue. I think that will be the thing I'll start with right away next week, because I had to cancel the last Umineko stream last year because I got COVID, so I couldn't stream it. I had COVID, so I couldn't stream Umineko for a last time the last year. And I want to finish it up this year, so I think I'll be doing Umineko next week. And the following weeks, I want to do Little Goody Two Shoes, and I'm not sure how long it will take, but I'm sure it's not a super long game. So I think I'll do like 2 runs with it, because I know there's like multiple endings. Or I'll stick with just doing 1 run. We'll see, depending how short or long the game is. I'll think about if I'll do 2 different endings or if I'll just do 1 ending on stream and the rest off stream. Then I've been wanting to play this game since forever and I have not looked at anything about it because I wanted to play it myself, spoiler free. Needy Streamer Overload is a game I've been wanting to play since forever. And I want to finally freaking play it so that I can finally look at videos in regarding that and buy the figures because I like the designs of the characters a lot. I think I'm leaning more towards starting Needy Streamer Overload after either Little Goody Two Shoes or Umineko episode 7 wraps up. But I might do a thing in which like I'll do neither Streamer Overload and Undertale Yellow. So we'll see. I'm more leaning towards Needy Streamer Overload taking over after Umineko and Undertale Yellow taking over after Little Goody Two Shoes. And I don't know if Needy Streamer Overload is not too long, right? So I feel like it would work as a good in-between game or visual novel before we get to the final episode of Umineko, right? Episode 8. Because I want to be prepared for that one. And then upcoming fighting game lobbies. We're going to be doing Dragon Ball Fighters as usual, especially with Rollback coming up. we were going to have many DBFC streams. Samsho, I want to try running some and see how it goes, because like I said, Samsho is also very beginner friendly, so I would also hope that I could make more people play it. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to get Samsho, like buy Samsho on Steam for cheap. So let's see, hopefully SNK reduces the price enough so that new people can come in. But it will be more of an experimental phase, so I wrote it here, but I won't guarantee it will be as frequent as DBFC. Those will be like more often. The other thing that I was thinking of doing with open lobby streams, I'm thinking of setting like a set time and week, basically, like a specific day in the month, to always run open lobby streams on that specific particular day, kind of like a monthly, you know, like a monthly fighting game event. Like basically say every last Thursday of a month is open lobby stream, you know, kind of like that. I feel like if we have a very set on stone-ish kind of date for a fighting game open lobby, I feel like it's much easier to stick to like a regular schedule. Let me know what you guys think of the idea of making like a monthly open lobby, and I'll think about like sticking with that idea. The only reason I'm not doing a weekly fighting game stream is because I only managed to do 2 streams a week, and Tuesday I kind of reserve for art streams. So I kind of want to stick with art on Tuesdays rather than Thursdays. And doing 3 streams a week, it's a little bit brutal for me. And the majority of people come playing open lobby at night anyway, so it's a bit hard to do 3 streams in a row. Then Under Night and Birth 2 especially, I will try doing open lobbies, especially when it comes out, and I think it would coincide very well with like last Thursday of the month, because Under Night I think comes out pretty closely to the end of January, so I think it would work very well. So like, oh yeah, Under Night and Birth came out today or yesterday or whatever, we'll be doing an open lobby right now basically. And Guilty Gear Strive, well, I kind of play it more casually. I don't know, I think ranked streams are kind of more chill, and I don't know how to run an open lobby in Guilty Gear Strive, I'm not gonna lie, because we don't have lobbies properly that we can make, but I would think about it. And yeah, other fighting games, let's see what other fighting games come up, right? For example, Puyo Puyo Tetris, the best fighting game ever made. Because it's the best one. Yeah, I didn't mean to skip the page. I actually wanted to give my own face a toggle, but you know, numpad. Anyway, other fighting games that I definitely want to play in the future is Golden Fantasia, but after I finally finish Shumineko, hopefully this year I can finally fucking play Golden Fantasia at last, because I've been holding out this whole goddamn time. I want to play Golden Fantasia so bad, and I want to run open lobby streams too. I want to learn how to play Beato and other characters, you know. And then this stream, mystery special stream for Like a Dragon, I won't review anything, but those who talk to me in private know what the idea behind this mystery special stream is. And my goal was like, if I get more average views and if I get more of a structure with VTubing and streaming, that I want to finally run the special mystery stream for Yakuza Like a Dragon. Hopefully I can do it this year, but I can't guarantee it, you know? There are some assets that I definitely want to finish for this stream because it's a very, very special kind of stream I want to do. It's kind of like my love letter stream for Yakuza Like a Dragon, and it will require some production value, but it's one that I'm very excited to make. But yeah, just so you know, Yakuza Like a Dragon replay will come in a special form in the future. And yeah, that was the whole thing. I didn't make a Q&A box or anything, but before I switch to the just chatting stream, just chatting section, let me just get a sip of water and get the chat portion prepared. So I'm gonna go on a quick, we're gonna go on a quick ad break in a few seconds. And first, I'm gonna try turning off PowerPoint before OBS crashes on me again. There we go. It worked. So we're gonna be running an ad break for like a minute. I'll be taking a sip. And then we can like spend the last 10, 15-ish, 20-ish minutes talking, having a chat. And, you know, you can ask me stuff if you want to ask some questions. Sorry. Okay, then see you in a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, here I am. And this time I have the daytime background on. I actually don't have the table and the chair here because I feel like it kind of clashes with the background a little bit. I want to improve on that part a little bit. Oh, look who's awake. Stinky! Stinky! Hello! Stinky! She wants to go out. Question, why did Stinky Cam only show your cat? Because I named my cat Stinky. That's the reason why. I am not a Stinky. Therefore, the cam is not for me. And because I have alluded to the fact that my cat My cat keeps coming like on stream and like bumping the mic and purring into it, even though the purrs get noise cancelled away. And I lament the fact that I can't have a stinky cam on to show her on stream, because if I green screen her, I need a second camera, and the camera will be up in my face as well. And I'm like, you know, I kind of don't want to. I don't want to have to like show my unmakeuped face to the world. I don't feel like it. But yeah, that's the reason why it's the stinky cam, because it's my baby Stinky, my little baby. She went out. She went to her daddy. Wow, okay, so I fumbled a little bit on my presentation, especially because of that lore jump scare the whole time. I actually did prepare everything before I went live, but finally, the thing is, in my very first debut 2-3-ish years ago, I think it was 3 years ago if you count like based on the years, but I think my 4th year anniversary is just in June, July. That's it. 2-ish years ago, when I first made my debut, I actually practiced like my whole presentation 1 or 2 times before I actually ran it. So I was rather well prepared, and I didn't like do the as much. At least I think I didn't. I don't remember. But I was definitely better prepared. I didn't have lore videos or anything, so it was literally just showing a presentation. But this time I didn't, because I was like, you know what? I'll just roll with it. I'll just roll with it. I was nervous. I had my heart almost jumping out of my chest, because before I went live, I thought, why did I make this into such a big event? Why? Well, why didn't I just treat it as like a normal return stream with a few reveals? But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it, we ball. That's what I thought. Fuck it, we ball. And that's what happened. I even got like a cat plushie that I got from Christmas from my boyfriend's family to hold and cuddle and squish while I was presenting. Actually, I don't have an asset like that yet, because I got this cat for like December. But I do wanna run a few updates on the model in the future, in the sense of like, in terms of rigging, because I want to eventually get an iPhone of sorts to use VBridger and to improve on the tracking, because it's a little bit harder to get tracking as vivid as I would like when I take it from Cubism into VTube Studio. My models tend to be a bit more how do I put this? When I test them in Cubism, it feels like they have more weight. Well, when I put them in VTube Studio, it feels like they are kind of weightless when I move. So the physics can come out kind of wrong-ish, and I haven't figured out a way to fix it. So that's one of the things I want to update. I'm snacking on what's it called in English? Clementinen, the small orange. I'm snacking on clementine on the side, so don't mind me. That said, I definitely went on the fuck it we ball direction with this, because I spent all day printing stickers and laminating them with spray paint rather than with laminating foil, because I've ruined a bunch of stickers by trying to laminate them with foil, with clear laminate. So I took a book from a sticker merch maker, merch maker on YouTube that I saw. Unfortunately, I can't find the video anymore of them using clear coat spray in in their stickers. So I thought, you know what, that sounds easier, so I'll try that, and it worked. The stickers unfortunately don't have the smooth surface as they had before. They kind of feel like they have a bit of a raw canvas texture. It's not like they are raw, super raw to touch and unpleasant. It's more like they feel like more matte than a smooth gloss is what I'm trying to say. Orange, you glad you did it this way? Yo, what the heck? What the heck? Why would you do? No! No! I meant to do I wanted to toggle my expression. I wanted to do this, not, you know, change the scene, but the numlock was off. Anyway, I can't believe you did this to me. I got scuffed again. Oh boy. Do you have any interesting sprites maybe coming up in the future? First of all, hello, good evening, Red Dash, and I do have a few sprite ideas that I have sketched out and doodled. But honestly, when it comes to stream assets in terms of sprites, I have nearly everything. I have technically everything that I need. The only new sprites that I definitely would do would be for the Yakuza 7 stream. Like the future Yakuza 7 mystery stream, which I already have the things in mind. I already know exactly what kind of sprites and pixel art I want to make. But otherwise, in terms of sprites, I think the only ones I would plan to make would be just for my future visual novels. Because otherwise I don't really need sprites on my streams anymore. I already have almost everything. I might do new alerts, but that's about it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it on the plans for sprites. That works on stickers. The spray, yeah, it does. You need to be very careful with it though, because if you come too close and you spray too much clear coat spray paint, you're going to smudge the sticker paper, and you're going to make spots on it. So what I did was first you need to have a lot of distance, like a whole arm's length, at least a 4 arms length of distance from the paper, and you spray very lightly in like what's it called, in pieces. Like instead of going like psh, you go like psh, 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 you know, kind of like that. I don't know how to describe it. But I did that and it worked without smearing the sticker paper. And you need to be sure that it's like the correct type of clear paint. I bought one it's for decoration and lacquer art. Wow, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like UV protected as well. That's why I bought it. Otherwise, I think there are different finishes as well. I think mine just happens to be matte. But it might also be because the UV clear coating. I think there's better way to UV clear coat your paper, your sticker paper especially, but at the same time you can also simply just get vinyl sticker paper and then you don't have that problem altogether. The only problem you'd have is maybe with the UV, like that sticker color will fade eventually because of the UV lights and UV rays. Although several printers nowadays, they have better printing technology to withstand UV lighting a little bit better, so that they don't fade as quickly. Like my current Canon Pixma G650, that's the printer model that I have. It uses a special technology that's not pigment, it's still dye ink. Pigment ink is basically a type of ink that basically never fades in the sunlight, but very little printers have that technology. The majority of printers have dye ink, and the Canon printer I have is also dye ink based, but it uses another kind of special technology that is more UV resistant. So the prints that I have on sticker and on glossy paper, they haven't faded as quick as on my previous Epson XP something printer. But the XP printer that I have is also relatively old, so it also ran on the old technology. I believe more modern Epson EcoTank printers are a bit better on that front. But yeah, that's my sticker advice that I have to give. Pun so bad it isekai'd her. Man, I have to deal with so many bad jokes. My boyfriend and my brother, both of them, they constantly make jokes like this and puns. Wait, even my best friend does. My best friend also does. Poor Shuro. All three of them torment me with bad jokes and puns. My god, my boyfriend especially. Let's look into these printers. We'll talk, Ed. If you ever need advice on printers, you feel free to ask me, because I literally researched printers for 2 to 3 months straight until I finally decided which printer I wanted. And I actually have my eye on 2 more printers in the future, because there's an Epson printer that's godlike, but I couldn't afford it because it was too expensive, but it prints in A3 and I kind of want it in the future. And there's a Canon printer that I want that's on pigment ink, and I kind of want to use it for sticker paper. Because then it's less work, I don't have to laminate it. Technically, if I print it on vinyl, I don't have to laminate it, but at the same time, vinyl paper is a little bit harder to run on a cutting machine, so... They do be expensive though, but worth it. Yeah, they are. Let's see, I think my Canon G650 wasn't as an expensive investment as the Epson printer that I want, the EcoTank printer that I wanted, which is like 500 to 700. But my Canon is not cheap either, but it cost, I think, 250. I paid 250 for it. And thus far, it's been a very good investment, because I've had the printer sometime in June or July last year. I have been printing on it very, very regularly, like batches and batches of paper. And only now one of the inks is getting to the middle. One. The rest of my ink tanks are over half. Like, if anyone ever wants to get a printer, please get an EcoTank printer, because like an ink tank printer, doesn't matter which brand, if it's an HP or a Canon or an Epson, although I don't really recommend HP, because I heard from a lot of people that HP has special codes to like track where exactly you get your ink. Although if you get an EcoTank, you can get official inks as well. It's even better that way, because third-party inks have the danger of like clogging the printer head. Although there are some, if you want to convert your EcoTank printer into pigment ink, there are video tutorials online with trusted like third-party brands that are pigment ink based that people use, but I didn't want to risk it because I wanted to keep my warranty for the printer just in case. And I specifically picked the G650 because of that stronger UV technology, you know, so that I didn't have to risk converting it to a pigment ink printer but also not having to invest in a pigment ink printer itself because they tend to be more expensive. There's no official inks? Yeah, there are some. There are some. I've seen people use them for Epson eco tanks, but I'm not sure if it's like common practice nowadays. Especially because ink technology has improved enough, and there's like one Canon printer that is more more affordable. It's called the Canon Maxify. There's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 5 models that starts from 3,050, I think, and goes up to 7,000. Next decibel number, basically. Let's say 7K instead. I recommend getting the model starting the 5K because the 3K and the 4K have less their ink tanks are smaller, and I hear they have less functionalities and have a few limited printing capacities from what I understood. It's very hard to find information on the Maxify printers, to be honest, because there's very little information about those. But from what I managed to gather, starting 5K is the better option for if you want a direct pigment ink printer. The only thing that you need to keep in mind about these printer lines is that the Maxify line doesn't print as vibrant colors as a regular dye ink printer. That's a pigment ink color issue in general. It's not like just Canon Maxify, but it's something that an artist on TikTok actually showed the difference of. So if you want very highly saturated stuff, you might want to invest in another printer rather than the Maxify series, depending how important it is to you. There's also an official inks if you want to convert your EcoTank printer into a sublimation printer. I've did little research about that because I don't have enough space to have a studio, and I haven't invested in clothes yet, like cloth printing and stuff. But sublimation printer, let's put it this way, is a special kind of printing technology in which you print on a piece of paper on a specific kind, and then you heat press the print on cloth. That's called the sublimation process. And you can convert your printer into a sublimation printer instead of having to invest in one dedicated sublimation printer. But honestly, there's an Epson EcoTank printer that is sublimation based, and it's kind of in the same price range as a regular printer. So sorry, my boyfriend was yelling in the background. I think that was cut by the noise cancelling though, because I actually increased the noise cancelling ceiling because of him. That's it. Where was I? Wait, did you guys hear him? Did you guys manage to hear my boyfriend? A little, yeah. Okay, to be fair, my cat opened the door, so... Damn, I can't believe it. I increased the noise cancelling ceiling and he still breaks it. It's just classic. I love him. I love him so much. We're gonna have to clip this. I'm gonna have to clip this. He said something about what the fuck, but also I think he said get fucked. He was popping off. Let him pop off. Speaking of my boyfriend and being able to hear him, actually, I'm going to try running a stream that I had actually planned to run last year that I didn't even touch with anyone other than with my boyfriend. Someone suggested to me, like, that someone sent me like a Yakuza questionnaire from Tumblr to me and suggested I could do this on stream, like to run this Yakuza questionnaire. And then I thought, what if I do this with my boyfriend on Valentine's Day? Because Yakuza is kind of our relationship killer game. Because literally, as soon as I started dating him, 1 month in, Yakuza 7 came out. I got curious. I had never once played Yakuza. I only heard people say, oh, Yakuza 0 is amazing, Majima entrance best ever made. And I thought, oh yeah, the realism game that people probably overhype because it's realism. I had a bit of a disdain towards realism at the time. I still kind of am a bit apprehensive towards the idea that, oh, realism is always better. Especially when the movie is very green. But I decided to give it a chance, and I did, and now it's like my favorite game of all time. And Yakuza games are gorgeous as fuck. Oh my god. Like, bruh. And yeah, it became our relationship game because of that. So we're both very scared for Yakuza 8. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play Yakuza 8 on stream, at least like blind, because I want to keep to playing these games offline with my boyfriend. So unfortunately, you won't be able to see me react raw unless I decide to film it with my phone. But I will like write on Discord on the server channel for Yakuza, because I made a Yakuza channel in my server specifically to key smash in it about Yakuza when I want. So you might see me key smash in there a little, but I might also consider making a separate thread so that people don't accidentally run into a wall of like blocked out text on the server. That will kind of suck, actually. So I might think of making it a thread. Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. Alright. Yeah. I thought about doing that Yakuza questionnaire as a Valentine's Day special. But the problem is I don't have an audio splitter. So I can't put two separate mics for my boyfriend. We both have to speak into the same one, which is not an issue. The problem is when it comes to hearing what goes on in the background. It would kind of suck if I have my headphones on and he doesn't. Because then for one, I can't hear him well, and secondly, he can't hear what goes on, you know? And I don't want to really go to the stream like without headphones because I don't want to risk the noise cancelling getting fucked by the audio from the PC. So I need to get an audio splitter to get a separate mic at least. And I don't want to do it like on call, like with him on his PC and me on here. Although that would be like the last case and last resort. Because I want to be able to hold hands and cuddle him, okay? When we do the Yakuza questionnaire stream. Especially because Valentine's Day, I'm not sure if we'll finish Yakuza 8 by then. Probably not. Oh yeah, I actually need to consider that. I need to consider the fact that if we finish Yakuza 8 at all on Valentine's Day, I don't think we will. Not by a long shot. So maybe it wouldn't be a Valentine's Day special, but it would be like a couple special. If you guys like the idea, do let me know. But I think I would run it even if people said, no, don't run that stream. We think that's a stupid idea. I'd be like, fuck that. I'm doing it anyway. The other thing that I think of adding my boyfriend in more is maybe open lobby streams if he wants to. And other people that I thought of inviting into open lobby streams also happen to be my brother, my older brother. If he ever returns to Under Night or DBFC, I want to try to see if I can encourage him to come on stream. Although I can't promise that. It would be nice if he would, but I'm not sure if he would. But I would also like to invite some of my other friends as well to... I want want to try doing more collabs, actually. Not necessarily like collab with just anyone. I want to like do collabs with friends or with people I've met a few more times. Actually, you've seen him on the chat just before, but Connor, who is here lurking, he's also a streamer that I also happen to meet in DreamHack. He usually runs his streams in German, but he's a very cozy streamer in my opinion. We met on DreamHack, and we like Dragon Ball a lot. So since Tenkaichi 4 is coming out, and I like the Tenkaichi series, it's like the only arena fighter I actually like. We have toyed with the idea of doing collab streams with Tenkaichi 4. They would probably be in German, but it would be a collab at least. Yeah, that's one thing that we like suggested. Yeah, my boyfriend I would like to collab a few times, or at least having guest starring a few times. What else? Yeah, I think that's the only 2-3 people in mind that I have for a collab, or at least like a guest appearance. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if I have my mom on stream for. I actually toyed with the idea of what if I put my mom on stream for like a Mario stream, but I'm not sure if I would, because my mom can go to some very heavy cussing in Brazilian, and it would also be a Portuguese stream. And she'll probably also say my full real name, and I'm like, not sure about that. But I do actually kind of like the idea a little bit, but I probably wouldn't be able to do it. And finally, another stream idea I had other than karaoke was I thought about the whole, you know real life streams, in the sense of like where you just record the hands. I wouldn't do a cooking stream because I get stressed when I'm a disaster in the kitchen, and I wouldn't want to broadcast that for everyone. But maybe like a traditional art stream, for example, or something else. Crafting. Sometimes I like to do like Nendoroid customizations or clay playing. But that would be like something fun. Collab with Onigiri one day, let's go. Oh my god, I would wreck her kitchen on accident. I think a collab with Hachama would be like the worst nightmare for everybody, because I can cook kinda a-okay, right? But every time I cook, the kitchen is an absolute mess afterwards. It's like a hurricane walked through there. And sometimes I really suck at cooking, sometimes. So if I and Hachama were in the same stream, I think we'd blow up a house on accident. But now that you speak of cooking and collabing with someone on cooking, I think if I collab with a German VTuber or YouTuber in regards to cooking, I think I'd drive them insane, because I don't know who here in the chat is Latino, but if you are, you know that when you ask your parents or anyone you know who is also Latino for a cooking recipe on how they cook this specific, they never give you like measurements, like ever. They always tell you like, oh, I put a cup of rice and like a little bit of garlic and a little bit of water, right? Something like that. They never tell you like very specific measurements, like, oh, you put like 500 milliliter of water and 500 gram of rice. They don't do that. Latinos, or at least Brazilians, cook from the heart, from instinct. And my boyfriend gets driven to insanity every time he asks my mom or me or any of our Brazilian friends how how to make a recipe, because he's the type to be more, he likes to be consistent, so he likes to have exact measurements and he measures everything out, and he cooks very well in spite of that. He just likes to be consistent, that's the thing. That's why he's so strict with his measurements and all. But can you imagine if I made a collab stream with someone where they ask me of how I make, for example, my bolognese, which I never do like with measurements, like ever, and I had to explain that to someone who is very strict on measurements. It would be fun to see them being driven to insanity. That's like my dream. I want to drive someone insane with cooking. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh my god, I rambled a lot, and man, it's been a ride this whole time. It's a surreal experience to be like VTubing so long, and to think about, it feels like it's been like just last year that I started, you know? And then I look back on the VODs and I'm like, it's been almost 3 years. And I'm like, how has it almost been 3 years? I remember I started the VTubing when I was still in my old job, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like I started VTubing like after I left my old job last year, you know? It feels like at most it hasn't been like almost 3 years that I started VTubing and rigging and all of that. And now here I am, 2 years later. I haven't been able to dedicate a lot of like dedication in VTubing and growing as a VTuber or as a streamer in general. So I'm not even like upset about the fact that I'm more on the lower side of views and followers than my peers or people that I follow. But honestly, that's not an issue for me until like I decided to set a goal that this year I want to try to grow a little bit as a streamer, but not necessarily make it my main goal, because like I said, my most important goal is to be able to live as a freelancer and full-time comfortably. And I can't guarantee if streaming will become a part of that main source. I feel like the first thing I have to do before I become a bigger YouTuber or streamer or whatever is to fix my audio. That's the one thing I regret until now. Even now, I regret. It's the fact that I haven't been able to soundproof and set my microphone in an audio that I feel like sounds adequate and actually very good. I have a Yeti, and I did the best that I could on my pea brain to make my microphone sound not like absolute garbage like my previous Seiren Mini from Razer. I feel like it's much better than before, so I'm happy about that improvement, but I feel like it can get better. I'm like, I want to make this audio better, but how? I'm still trying to figure it out, and I think the biggest issue is that the room is not soundproofed. I think that's the biggest issue I have. I watched Crony's stream in regards to microphones, but I'd have to visit it again because I forgot the majority of what she said. It didn't stay in my brain, unfortunately, but I do know most people drill into people's brain with microphones, like soundproof your room, and I feel like that's the biggest issue in my room, my work corner right now. It's in the bedroom, so I can't really soundproof it very much. Either on a link. No, it's okay. I can like I can Google search it. Sorry, YouTube search it. I think I even have it actually in my tutorials list, so I think it's in my playlist. That said, it's hard to soundproof the room because it's the bedroom. My table just happens to be there. Which is the reason why I often have to like scramble to get my streams done by this hour, so that my boyfriend can sleep in time. But today he said he doesn't have school tomorrow, so it's okay if I overstretch things a little bit. Although I won't stretch time that much longer because my voice is giving out and I have a convention this weekend in the cold, so I will need my throat. I will need my throat to function. So I think I'll be wrapping up very soon, mostly because I have to preserve my throat. That's another reason why I want to do vocal training. I want to see if I can strengthen my throat a little bit, and if I can learn to control my voice a little bit, in the sense of, oh no, it's loud, but more in the sense of I want to try to control my voice in a way that allows me to speak a bit longer, in the sense of like that I don't leave one stream or like 1 week with my throat feeling pretty busted, especially in the weekends. Like on weekends and conventions is understandable because I have to speak loudly for people to hear, but when I'm streaming I want to be careful with how loud I get so that I don't tire my throat out as much. That's one of my goals with vocal training, aside of like getting better with singing. Yeah, that's one thing. And then yeah, I think that's the audio mixing thing is also another thing. I want to learn how to properly audio mix stuff for when I try to make videos, you know, like the videos that I teased about before. Video editing, fine, it's time consuming, but I'll figure something out. I think the first goal would be to find a proper software to edit things in. Normally I like to tinker with After Effects, but when it comes to long form videos I think Premiere is better. Oh yeah, wow, thanks Ad for breaking in. Yeah, I think Premiere is the better option, although DaVinci Resolve works just fine for that. But I don't know how to make effects on DaVinci Resolve. CapCut works just in case, but I'm not sure if CapCut can take a very long video. I'm not sure if it has the fortitude to work through possibly 10 over 15-minute videos about rambling anime with a lot of cuts. Premiere takes a bit used to at first, but it's worth the long haul. Oh, okay, I see. I'll try sometime, but I think until that time comes it will take a little bit. But I do at least want to invest in After Effects in the future, because I miss doing motion graphics. I actually did my videos, all of these, on CapCut because I couldn't afford to get After Effects monthly. Like 50 euros a month is pretty awa. So I'm not satisfied with how CapCut is so limiting. It's very nice to get quick clips out, because it has the bare minimum in it. I like that it has a library of sound effects and stuff. But the issue is a lot of my editing relies on the motion blur, the camera settings, interpolation, and I like using particle effects a lot, and I love tinkering with the settings. I also really love using like the coding setting for the shakes and whatnot. Like, genuinely, the clips that I edited for my YouTube channel, VOD channel thus far, and are a lot more fun for me than CapCut clip edits that I make. Some were fun. The DBSC ones were fun. When I was tinkering with some effects. But when I want to do like more elaborate stuff, like the Rolovec clip compilation that I did, the simping clip compilation, the feature length is like one of my crowning achievements. And which video edit did I also really like a lot? I like the one where I was drawing sussy stuff, and there's another one that I really liked. Yeah, but I think the feature length simping clip compilation was the best one. Sussy stuff. Yeah, it's a reference to a very old stream. It was sussy because the text was sussy. But not because the art itself was sussy, if it makes sense. Let me see if I can fetch the clip real quick. Playlists. God, YouTube has been very laggy for me these last few days. Has it been laggy for anyone else lately? Because all websites work well for me, but YouTube is like extremely laggy for me lately, and I have no idea why that is. There it is. Normal Seizo art stream behavior. Let me just post a link over here. It's like a very old clip. It's like from when I just started VTubing, so that's why you can see my model looked very different. My models and the overlay and everything. And you can especially tell the rigging is very old because it was on a time before I learned how to properly cut stuff. Like I remember on my old model, I think I had the lines of the head, the shading, and the base color all flattened, and the bangs were also all one layer, which is like, do not do that. If you wanna ever rig, do not merge the bangs all together in the same layer. Do not. I repeat, you will have hell on earth. You will also have hell on earth if you have the asymmetrical hair like this, but you know what? I needed to have my 90s anime hair, so that's why that's why I went through this hell, just to have my 90s anime hair. YouTube is laggy on non-Chrome. T for later. Fun fact, I'm using Chrome right now and it's lagging for me terribly on Chrome as well. I don't know, YouTube is trash lately and it's really pissing me off. Why did you merge all the bangs? Because I was stupid. I was stupid at the time. And I think the tutorial I had watched at the time was also very outdated. Also, I just realized I accidentally toggled another expression that I didn't mean to. I'm going to have to change a few of my toggles because this is a bit... You know, this is why I need a Steam Deck at some point, because the numpad is not enough for my toggles that I almost had to use. Okay, so let me show you how much of what I had to toggle. I can't really show because I don't have a way to show my keyboard right now, and it's also very rancid. I need to clean it. So imagine the numpad section. I have every single button in the numpad, like every single one of them, except the numpad button itself. All of them are toggled, and I can show you which one they are. 7 is this. This is 8. This is 9. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. 1. 2. Oh yeah, I didn't get to show my cat ears properly, so I think I'll keep those on later. Yeah, 2, 3, 0. Delete. Delete, it's fitting for this one. Enter. No, enter is only on the other model. Yeah, plus. Minus. Star, whatever that symbol is. Slash. If I have to go back here, it's actually just a wiggle toggle for the tiers, particularly for here. But we're going back. Then 1. Wait, no, 1 is not is something else. So 2 is the vein popping for the Angie animation, or for when I just want to be like ah. But it's for the popping vein. Then 1 is to reset the idle toggles, which includes also this one. Also have to press 1 to reset because I haven't figured out how to. For some reason, when it comes to idle, like idle animation changes, for some reason it doesn't work on VTube Studio that I press the same button and it returns. like the other toggles, I always have to set like a separate button to reset the idle animation or like the idle state. Then 4 is the controller hands. 5 is the sweat on the face. 6 is like, this is now the line like on the top of the keyboard, right? Not the numpad. 6 is unimpressed. 7 is this. 8 is yeah, and 9 is taking off my jacket. And 0 will be for the eye toggle I'll make for drawing streams so that my eyes don't close all the time for when I'm drawing, which is a toggle I have set for my previous models as well. Also, it's the hip swings are nice. I kind of like it. On this model, that's probably the thing I'm most proud of this model. It's I like the physics a little bit on the skirt, especially for when I swing side to side, although sometimes the thigh clips in sometimes from the force of if I happen to be in a specific position and the skirt wiggles, sometimes it can clip into the thigh, but that's like an accident kind of thing. Otherwise it works. Like, I'm very proud of how the skirt came out, especially like how the shadows also move with the physics. I really like it. Like, I'm so happy with it. I'm not quite, I didn't quite get the effect that I wanted with the physics of going up and down. The skirt could be a little bit better, but it's all right for now. It's not like I can't update the skirt physics at some point, but the full body jiggle for when I go up and down is something that I still want to like tweak in the future, because I don't know if it's a tracking thing or if it's like a V2 or my mistake in rigging. It's something that I'm still trying to practice at, because when you have rotation bones and the deformation deformation layers, the rotation bones don't really move how they how a warp layer would move. So sometimes I couldn't figure out how to fix it, but I think that's the reason why a lot of VTubers don't use rotation joints anymore. But I personally couldn't figure a way to make it work as with the warp deformer, the arms, so that's why they are like this at the moment. But I want to eventually learn how to do full body physics a little bit better. Big question: how are your stockings not torn? They are holding on for dear life. They are thick, stretchy material so that they don't pop. As you can see, they are holding on for dear life. One even couldn't hold another garter. Like, the garter on this side is barely surviving. The other one has long popped off. This one maybe only survived because there's a belt, and there's a belt only on this side because it looks cool. Those are impressive stockings. They are like, I don't know if there's an elastic titanium material, but it feels like that. It feels like they are leggings material, but in stocking form. They are amazing stockings is what I'm trying to say. They are so based and warm and cozy. It's kind of funny. In my old model, I used to have pantyhoses rather than stockings, because I thought, oh, in real life I only like to wear stockings with pants below. But in this model I was like, you know what, I am an anime girl, I don't suffer from thigh chafing. Fuck the shorts, I'm going to get stockings. And that's what I did. I still sometimes will draw myself with the shorts, but yeah, the stockings, they needed to show. I needed to show the thighs because my thighs are the part of my body I'm most proud of. And my butt, but I can't show my butt because I can turn around, and if I show butt, Twitch will ban me, like perma ban me. That's how strong it is. And we don't want to risk that, do we? Those are some impressive thighs, he says respectfully. They are very impressive thighs, and I'm very thankful for the compliment. Thank you. Oh boy. Oh man. I wish I knew what else to say. But I'm just excited that the debut went well and that I finally can use my new models. I've had these done since last year in July and August. They have been done since forever, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a whole re-debut. I'm gonna do new assets. I'm gonna make an ad break screen. Finally, I'm gonna add the stinky cam light, and I want to redo my lore, and that's what it ended up rolling into. Now we have a whole re-debut that I went through, and I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad I decided to do it. It was like, I thought the whole time I would manage to do it last year, but I definitely wanted to get the lore videos done, and I wanted to be sure that they looked okay, that they sounded okay-ish. The audio mixing needs work, but I thought it was passable. And I wanted the trailer, and I wanted to have a new loading screen, a new buy screen, a new stinger, and everything. The only new things I have done is an alert and the emotes, but I thought, no, I can do that later. And you know what? I can, because the only things I would change in the emotes is just a few details. Because the emotes as they are great. I love them. I love the emotes as they are. And the alerts I would also just edit a little, but they are fine as they are as well, I think. Eventually I want to get better in pixel animating, so I possibly will do new animations altogether, especially because I have one in mind that I wanted to do for the loading screen. But it was a little bit too tricky for me because I'm just an animation beginner. I can do just basic stuff. But I actually wanted to do the dancing animations from the loading screen. I didn't want them to be just hip swinging. I actually wanted them to spin around and then to start twerking a little bit, like in the Tropical Rouge pre-queue opening, and then just get back to hip swinging. But I couldn't get the twerking animation done as I wanted, but it's sketched. It's sketched and keyframed. It's there. I will find out how to get it working. And they will become real sometime. You have been warned. Oh my god. Okay, that said, I think hip swinging, you say? Yeah, like in the loading screen, it's supposed to be kind of like a hip swing. Kind of, not like the usual hip swing where it's like more sexy or something. I wanted it to be more fluid, but I didn't manage to make it look good. So, at least in the sketches. So I thought, fuck it, I'll just do a 3-frame hip swing that looks funny. But I want to, in the future, try to make it more fluid and extend the animations a little bit. We'll see where that goes. But, okay, it's almost 11 PM. My voice is giving out. I think I've done today enough as well. I've chatted enough as well. I need to preserve my throat for this weekend because first convention of the year. And while I don't expect big sales because I'll be like kind of an exception, I kind of got invited for like an extra venue outside, like a Christmas market, and I don't know how that will go. So I'm not going in with very high expectations, but I will be outside all the time, basically. So in the cold, in the cold. So I'm not sure how much my throat can hold out on that cold. But okay, so that said, I'm wrapping up for today. Thank you guys for coming to my re-debut. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the scuff as well, even though I didn't intend to have the jump scare appear as often as it did. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys next Tuesday and next Thursday. I'll think about if I'll do Mineko on Tuesday this time, or if I'll just run the usual schedule where Tuesday is art stream and Thursday is Umineko. I'll think about it. I might even try thinking of doing like an art night chill stream on Wednesday, but I'll think about it, how I'll feel next week. That's it. See you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for supporting me for the past 2-3-ish years. And I hope to see you guys in the next week and in more upcoming streams. Thank you guys. Thank you, my honey buns, my precious honey buns. Thank you for your support, and I'll be seeing you guys, my precious honey buns, next week. Bye bye and have a good night.